All right, everybody, welcome to this episode of Sit Down with the Boss. First of all, go to the channel Krime Family TV and Krime Family TV 2. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Got a special guest in the building. Give him an intro, give him your name, and let him know who you are.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, man. Trey's Boogie. You already know what it is, man. Corpus Christi's best kept secret. You know what's up, man.
Already now, where is Mr. Trey Boogie from?
Actually, I'm not too far from here, bro. Like, I'm right here where this location's at. I ain't gonna say the location, but from this location, I grew up like 3 blocks away.
Already?
I grew up 3 blocks away, man. I went to Solomon Coles Elementary. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Out there, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I went to Solomon Coles Elementary, man, and a lot of the teachers that a lot of people can remember by name, you know what I'm saying? Miss Perry and Mr. Washington and all stuff like that. Yeah, I sat through all them classes, so, yeah.
Now, what was it like going to a legendary school? I would have never guessed you went to Solomon Coles, man. What was it like going to a school that's so historical?
Okay, so if you know anything about Solomon Coles, like Solomon Coles Elementary, like it was a predominantly black elementary, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There you had like a sprinkle, like what's the dude's name? Salt Bay. You had a sprinkle of white folks in there, and then you had you know what I'm saying, you had some Mexican foods in there and everything. But I actually, man, I enjoyed it a lot, man. I came across a lot of great people in my life, you know what I mean, to shape me to different, you know, how do I say, to shape me for different aspects of my life, you know what I mean. I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Nicholson. I ran into him. You know what I mean. He showed me a lot of different things, man. So when it comes down to being at that school, like I enjoyed it so much. It was just, to me, I didn't know any different. It was just another school, man. You know what I mean? So.
Already. Now, growing up in the neighborhood close to the location, what was it like growing up? Because it's just a little bit outside the north, but right by the north.
Shit, honestly, man, I mean, obviously everybody's upbringing is a lot different than, the next person.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up just right around this area, man, like I hung around a lot of people that went to that same school. Mm-hmm. And I would always go hang around with people in the north, you know what I mean, and chill at their houses and stuff like that, and eat dinner and stuff like that. So, to me, it wasn't no different than anybody else's upbringing, of course, with, certain bumps in the roads and stuff like that. But, I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I met a lot of cool people, coming up. So.
Already. Now, when did you decide, and what age did you decide to get into the music?
Well, okay, so that's kind of hard. All right, so growing up, my mom, she lived in Victoria. I stayed with my dad down here. I believe I was in Victoria, Texas, man, and when I first heard June 27th, right? My sister used to come across these tapes. They weren't gray tapes, they were clear tapes. A lot of people don't remember these clear tapes. They want to talk about gray tapes and all this other shit, right? But the clear tape with the yellow spool on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She had June 27th on there. And I listened to it. I put it in the tape deck. I listened to it. I didn't realize how far into the song it actually was. It was probably like 20 minutes now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a 43-minute freestyle and then you start figuring out what they're doing, you know what I mean? It just kind of makes you gain a little bit of an interest.
Yeah.
So, of course, I gained an interest on music right there. But then when I decided to actually do music, I knew right there I had an interest in music, period. Like, music spoke to me in a certain way. I couldn't explain how, but when I found out that I wanted to actually do music, I was probably like, and I had to have been about 14 years old, because see, I started freestyling probably about 10, 11 years old, and you know, when you're 10, 11 years old, you get into some, if you grew up how I grew up, you got into some shit with your partners and shit. You know, a lot of people don't grow up the same again. You know, it's the same shit. Some people are sheltered, and some people are actually just thrown out there. So we were thrown out there. Me and my boys were smoking weed. If there was liquor in the house, we would, you know, start drinking a little bit of liquor and shit. You know, we start freestyling or whatever. But that's when I knew that I wanted to actually do music. In high school, I was 14 years old, 9th grade. I met a partner of mine. My partner was just like, I heard you freestyle at this house party, boom, 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 and come to the house. I want to record you. I said, you got recording equipment? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got recording equipment? Where the fuck you get a recording equipment? Now, in my head, I'm just thinking of recording equipment. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker got a big old setup, boom, boom, boom. But nah, that's not how it went, man. I went to a dude's house. His mom cooked some food for us and everything, and we had a computer mic that big. We wrapped up with some what do you call it? Not styrofoam, but you know what I'm saying. Like we wrapped it up with some shit, put it behind about 5-6 shirts so that pop wouldn't happen. The mic sound was just strong though. But he recorded me then, man. And once I heard my voice on actual wax, I was like, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. I'm gonna do it my way, and if I can't do it my way, then I don't want to do it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So.
Really. Now, when you decided to do it your way, who could you say was some of your biggest influences in music?
Fat Pat. Fat Pat. Hey, hey, that's all I can say. That motherfucker was big, fly, fat, and cool as shit, man. So I was like, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to personify right here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, Fat Pat. Around that same time, I had just barely heard California Love. You know what I'm saying? Like early, like when I was like 9, 10 years old. I had heard California Love, and I was like, okay. Now I started researching who these people are, this and that. First CD I ever bought, though, was Ice Cream Man. Master P. Yeah. And the reason for this was, again, I'm in Victoria, Texas, of all places. And my cousin came through. She came through to visit my sister. She stayed for like a week. She ended up having this tape that had a bunch of mixes on it, like just a bunch of shit on it. And one of the things on it was I'm Bout It from the Ice Cream Man album. Not the remake for the video, but the actual original. Mm-hmm. And then Back Up Off Me. When I heard those two songs, I was like, who the fuck is this dude? Where can I find it from? I asked my cousin. She told me. I called, what was it? Craig's Record Factory. You remember Craig's Record Factory? Mm-hmm. I called Craig's Record Factory and was like, do y'all have Master P Ice Cream Man? He said, yes, we do. Boom. I begged my dad, like, please take me over there. I had saved everything that I had, like, come across from cutting yards and doing all types of shit. Please take me to Craig's. I went to Craig's, man, and I went and got a fucking Ice Cream Man CD, and that was, you know, that had to have been my biggest influence when it came down to music. Pat influenced me to just like, that's what I want my swag to be like. I want to be like this big fly dude. But then when I heard Master P, I was like, the money side. Yeah. So I was like, this is where I want to be. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, stuff like that. And then, of course, growing up, you hear a lot of different shit. You know what I'm saying? So I heard a lot of different shit. And I was like, man, it all feeds in. You know, you soak it up like a sponge. So, you know.
Oh, really? Now, how do you feel about the Corpus Christi rap scene right now?
Corpus Christi rap scene right now. If Corpus Christi was a pot right now, you know, you make food in a pot, obviously. Bunch of different ingredients, right? When the water gets hot enough, it'll boil over the top. I feel like Corpus Christi's rap scene is hot enough to where it's just about to boil right over the top, and you're about to get a bunch of shit spilling everywhere. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of the ingredients just going everywhere, which is a good thing in this situation. In the kitchen, you don't want that shit to happen, obviously, but in this situation, it's a good thing because you got a bunch of different artists from a bunch of different areas, genres, and styles and everything, and you want that to just spill everywhere because you want it to be known like, hey, Corpus is really out here. Like, for a long time, people didn't really want to take notice to what Corpus Christi has to offer. They always like Corpus Christi. I think I remember reading something about Corpus Christi being like number 2 on the dumbest city in America or some stupid shit like that. I always took offense to that.
Yeah, I agree.
And then now we got so many people. Like, I run into so many artists that are like businessmen that they don't just rap, hey, I put this out. No, they're businessmen. They're trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to take this to the next platform and make this bubble over, and what can I do to make myself bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's a good look when it comes down to Corpus Christi music scene, because when it comes down to it, that's what you need. You need these entrepreneurs. You need these people to actually have that fucking hunger, that growth in them that they need to achieve. You need that shit.
Yeah.
Now, if I have to delve deep into it, 10 years ago, Corpus Christi's rap scene was, I want to say, blossoming to a point where it was like there was a show every single week. You know what I'm saying? Every single week, whether it be at Tweety's or at some fucking bar around Corpus, you know what I'm saying? Iguanas or Lizard Lounge or some shit like that. There was a show every week, and people were so tight knit. You know what I'm saying? That they would, hey, look, there's a show coming down. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. What can we do? Everybody would pitch in just to make the shit pop. And that was 10 years ago. Now I just see it kind of everybody start dividing just a little bit and doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to care for yourself. You have to, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But as a collective, we all have to be like, hey, look, man, we're over here, but when it comes down to some shit right here in the center, we're going to lock that shit up all together. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I see it.
Now, let's talk about the Corpus Christi rap list. How do you feel about the people that made the list and about some of the guys that's on the list?
Everybody that's on the list, congratulations. I think you deserve to be on the list. Everybody's got, you know, a full, how do you say, catalog. Everybody's catalog is full. Everybody's doing their thing. Everybody's putting out videos. Everybody's shitting out content. And that's badass. Nothing to say about y'all. What do I have to say about the list? I felt like the list itself, like the actual general statement of actually being a list, I felt like it kind of started some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the reason why. You got dudes that feel like they should have been on the list and they feel sour about it. You got dudes that feel like they're better than the next man. And these are dudes on the list too. Like, they're better than this person. He's better than this person. This person should have did this. Fuck all that shit. I felt like it kind of started dividing people, and it kind of hindered what we're trying to do. Okay? There's no room. I feel like there is no fucking room at all for division. Whether you are a street artist, a studio artist, or mainstream, whatever the fuck you're trying to be, I don't feel like there's any room for us to be doing this shit all the fucking time, colliding with each other. Like, man, like, the biggest goal, the main goal for us to actually accomplish is putting Corpus on the map. And I felt like, yeah, the list I know the back ends of the list. I know what the whole entire reason for the list was for. You know, hey, you know, it is what it is. Like, you're getting your followers up, that's badass, you know what I'm saying? That's cool, you know, it's a tactic, that's cool, no problem. But at the end of the day, this our city. Okay? This everybody on the list, plus more that wasn't even on the list, this our city. And nobody should be able to dictate what goes on in our city but us. So when you let people start just putting a couple words on a computer and a couple pictures, and that makes you feel some type of way about the next man because he's number 13 and you're number fucking 15 or whatever the fuck, that's stupid. That's stupid. But at the end of the day, hey man, like, y'all are on the list, congratulations to y'all, that's what's up. No problems. I don't have no problems with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I stay in my own fucking lane and I do what I do. But please realize that there's a lot of different things at work, you know what I'm saying?
And how do you feel about the King situation?
Alright, let me take a little sip for this. How does Trace Boogie feel about the King situation? Alright. If you know anything about history, you know that every king was bowed to by servants and slaves and citizens alike. Okay? I bow to nobody. Me, personally. I bow to nobody. So if you feel like you're a king, cool. Be the king of your household. Be the king of your family. Take care of your family. Take care of your house. Take care of your business. Everything that you got going for yourself. Be that king. Be the king for your family. But don't claim to be king of all the land. Because when you do that, it stirs up shit. And I get it. You know, it's entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But at the end of the day, this is how I feel about it. Everybody in my city go hard. Okay? Everybody in my city putting out content. Everybody in my city is capable of the greatest shit that they can ever achieve if they stay strong to it. And everybody in my city, did I say is a king? Shit, if I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Everybody in my city is a king. Okay? But you got to understand, like, to me, I'm a king. When I get up and I go to work every day, I grind my ass off and I be putting in this blood, sweat, and tears just to make shit happen for my family. Guess who the king is? Trace. Guess who the queen is? My baby. And the prince, that's my son. And the next princess, that's my daughter.
Already.
I don't bar none of that shit that anybody's talking about, bro. I sit back and I do me and I stay in my own lane. I got love for everybody in the city. I respect everybody in the city as long as that they got respect for me. You know what I'm saying? That's where it goes. And I ain't trying to hate on nobody. I'm not trying to put nobody down. But at the end of the day, bro, you got to realize there's so many dudes out here right now that are trying to achieve the same goal. So let's not hinder each other from reaching that goal. Let's help each other. Boost the next man up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've challenged people, but they don't take the challenge, man. I challenge people to lift the next man up. You see somebody trying to do something, hey man, praise him, put him on the next level.
Already.
If you're up, if you got a hand up, you got a foot in the game, shit, if you got 3, 4, 5 steps in the game, man, help somebody else out, bro. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. Show some love, show some heart, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, man, show some quota, bro. Like, that's it. That's all that shit is. You know?
Already.